What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 30 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the war in the north continues as we try to continue protecting the Družina Enclave, our vassals, with Vlad and Roderick destroying Throg and Throt the Unclean's armies, and both now having that Deep Cleaner plus 10% HP trait, which is really quite valuable on Vamps. We also left off at the very end of last episode without getting the chance to fight with Bathilda here against this little Dwarven stack that's very bravely decided to come out and be near to Bathilda. I mean, I suppose more power to them, but that will mean that they should be about dead. They're gonna move away from us, of course, because they're cowardly, but that's fine, we'll get them. There we go. Oh, that'll probably mean we won't be able to attack World's Edge Archway, and this forces us to trespass in the Knights of Kalidor's territory as well, which is once again quite annoying. But what can you do? At the very least, we should be able to destroy this army. Let's also hope that we can steal a little something in terms of items for... oh wait, these are runes. You can't steal those, can you? Enchanted Shield and Crown of Command, either one is fine, just so that we can turn it into something better via fusion. Anyway, here we go, against the Dwarfs, obviously cinematically.
It shall be!
It shall be. What shall be exactly? Probably their demise. Now, here we go. Let's see what we've got to work with here. They have a few decent units in the form of the Slayers, 2 units of Ironbreakers, obviously the Grudge Throwers and the Lord and Hero, the Slayers, and, well, Quarrelers are okay. But about half their army is made up of trash, and then the other half is decent. Oh, and of course the single unit of Iron Drakes. As usual, we're going to move Bathilda up by herself and start dropping zombies on the enemy. But unfortunately, this time she got kind of affected by something unfortunate. Well, first of all, we do get a nice zombie Dragon Breath on the Warrior's Dragonfire Pass, but in doing so, she got hit by a Master Rune of Slowness and the Rune of Slowness together. That was a very solid move by the AI, because it slows her speed down to only 9. It also means that everybody from the enemy side has free reign to attack her with all their range. We're really lucky that they didn't have several units of Thunderers or Trollhammer torpedoes, as they would have been able to bring her down, and we wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. I'm gonna remember that this happened, because I wasn't expecting it from the AI. Just in the future, just gotta watch out for them having both a Runesmith and a Rune Lord together in the same army. And there we go. Well, we're going to be using our Bound Spirit Leech on the enemy Rune Lord for now, and we are going to be taking a few shots, as we can see, from the enemy Quarrelers, as well as a little bit of fire from the enemy Iron Drakes. And there we go. And what the heck? Oh, summoned some zombies, but the enemy are going to throw their blasting charges at them. And that really hurts the enemy more than it hurts us. Now, Bathilda, that's a lot of fire concentrated at her, and she's dropped to nearly half HP, so we had to pop our healing potion to counteract that. In the meantime, the rest of our army is approaching, and we had to get our faster units moving in, so our 2 black coaches have tied up the enemy Ironbreakers here, and our other black coaches tied up the enemy Iron Drakes over there. And we've also cast a... I believe it was a Wind of Death through part of the enemy line. Didn't quite hit all that much, but it did hit here where one of the black coaches was, and, well, primarily the enemy Ironbreakers, which were the target. There we go, gonna get another spell through them, a Penumbral Pendulum with all the armor piercing that it applies. The Ironbreakers are now at half HP, and they have to contend with the Mortis Engine as well. We're also finally able to summon some zombies on those damn Grudge Throwers, so they're gonna be silenced at least. And the black coaches will continue distracting the enemy while the rest of our army arrives. We've also got our fast movers and our stalking ghouls moving in from the side. The knights obviously to hit the enemy range, and the ghouls to tie up and poison everybody by hitting them in the flank. And as usual, it looks like the black coaches are doing pretty good. I'm impressed with their relative tankability, as in they're tanky enough that we don't have to worry about constantly cycle charging them, though obviously we'd be better to do so. Oftentimes well, at least for these easy battles, I don't really see the need to do so. If this was a hard battle against maybe 2 full stacks of elite units, then yeah, obviously we'd have to micro them properly to dish out as much damage as possible, but when the enemy army isn't much of a threat, who cares? Alrighty, and our armies arrived. We can see those crypt cores dishing out that armor-piercing damage, exploding dwarfs with every strike, and that includes iron breakers, which is quite great. And obviously the mortis engines keeping everybody nice and healthy. Bathilda is trying to kill the enemy Rune Lord. She's already used 2 spirit leeches on him and is now attacking him personally, while the enemy ranged are all pretty much done for. The grudge throwers, the quarrelers, and the iron drakes all destroyed, and our knights are now able to focus on, well, they gotta charge into the enemy iron breakers, and then they're going to make sure that those other units don't come back. Alrighty, looking pretty good to me so far, and the 2 mortis engines are concentrated where the biggest concentrations of enemies are, as it should be. Crypt Core is continuing to annihilate poor dwarfs, and they have the corpse guard supporting them. Beautiful, and not a lot of dwarfs left in that little circle. And the last of the Spirit Leech going in on the enemy Lord, and it looks like he goes down to Bathilda. And I do believe, just like that, the battle is suddenly over. Bathilda got a little bit hurt, certainly, but we just see the edge of the healing cap there. And we should be able to heal her pretty easily as she is a single entity unit. Same with the Black Coaches, just going to put them all together and have them stand near a mortis engine while they all heal up, and we'll also give a few heals or raise a few dead to a few of our other units over in this blob. Primarily the Black Knights, and I think one of the Graveguard lost like 10 units or something like that. But honestly, no significant losses here. And the enemy got quite wrecked. 1032 out of 1081. Yeah. Oh, our poor Necromancer. He cast his healing and then miscast and hurt himself. Oh, well, just stand near the mortis engine a little bit and you are right as rain. There we go. A decisive victory, unsurprisingly, but it's always fun fighting the dwarfs, and there will be a lot more of this in Bathilda's future, as we will now be taking the road to Karazakarak. And there we go. Unsurprisingly, pretty darn minimal losses, 13 units, and I think it was primarily a few Black Knights and a few of those Graveguard. Not much else. Lots of damage on the mortis engines as usual, and the Black Coaches did a great job distracting the enemy, plus those Crypt Cores surely came in handy with all that armor-piercing damage that they brought. Bathilda, of course, dishing out the majority of the damage at 23k. Nobody approached that kind of damage. White King was relatively useless, but he'll probably be replaced with a vampire later on, so that's fine as it is. Alrighty, now we could heal up to full, or we could get a tiny amount of cash. Honestly, the healing is so minimal, I think we'd just rather get the tiny amount of cash. There we go. And now, unfortunately, yeah, we can't get back to our own territory. At least I think we can leave Elven territories. Oh, damn it. The assassin's gonna be blocking it. So we have 2 choices. March stance, and I guess that's what we're gonna do, go into March stance. Just so that we leave and stop annoying Imric. Man, I really wanted to ally with Imric, but it looks like by virtue of all of this, it's probably not going to be possible. We'll see. He definitely doesn't want to do military access with us, but who knows? Maybe we can do enough damage to some of his enemies that it'll be worthwhile. Now, let's do a little bit of admin, and then we head into a battle with Norsca and Rod.
Denied.
Yeah, that looks pretty killable. And ghouls should be able to destroy those marauders just fine. Although, wow, 41 and 45. Not too bad, actually. Those are some nice stats for some tier 1 basic marauders, but they're still going to be quite fragile. I mean, compared to our ghouls, who are only 33-26, though to be fair, they don't have creatures of the night. No, they get benefit from this as well. Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we'll get to the Unliving Host as soon as we're done with Children of the Night, then. Gotta buff up those ghouls, lest they take too much damage. Anyway, a little bit of admin. Now, I do believe we needed walls in various Beckhofen territories. So walls, walls, and walls. And that's basically all our money. At least the admin was easy. Now, I guess, well, there's still probably a few tech thieves. Alrighty, so you. Steal from Prague. Not like Kislev's gonna peace out with us. And then we are going to grab boost income for you for later on when you have nothing else to do. And then lastly, we're gonna get the other tech thief. You can steal some tech from Ergig 51. Nope, you can steal from Krugenwald. Actually, we got 4 turns. I'd rather put it up to like 10 and then ignore these guys for a while. Alright, that looks a lot better. Boost income is now maxed out as well. Beautiful. Now, I just want to check about any heroes that we have, potential. Determined, Intelligent, not particularly happy with either one of those. And Necros, also got to check those. Tough isn't bad. Maybe we'll get the tower. We're at 12 out of 11, though. We need to upgrade a few of those extra Necro places. You know what we can do? We can delete, for example, you. Actually, let's go with you. And then you'll get replaced next turn that way. I do all of them, but obviously we don't have the money. Okay, now. Oh, actually we will have the money shortly when Rod destroys Hama Thanefrost here. And away we go. We haven't had... Oh yeah, he's gonna run. Of course he's gonna run. And wow, he ran pretty darn far, didn't he? Okay, well, go after him anyway. Pyrrhic victory, you say? Okay, well that... Really? Really? To this? Well, once again, I guess those are... those marauders are quite better than our ghouls in terms of stats, but in practice, we shall see. Alrighty, honestly, Rod, I didn't even manage to hear what exactly it was you said, but that's okay. Looks like we'll be on the battlefield of ice here, which is appropriate as we are in Kislev, and on top of that, we're fighting Norskans. Also, every single battle that we get with Rod brings us closer and closer to that Terrorgeist mount for the Lord, and that should be pretty fun. Now, the enemy has made up a lot of marauders. Funnily enough, I feel like because they're marauders and they wouldn't have any chance to hurt our Mortis engines, what we could have done here is just sent Rod in and the 2 Mortis engines and not bothered with the rest of the army. They would have killed everything slowly over time. That said, we have no damaging spells here other than Spirit Leech on Rod personally, so it would have taken quite a while. And plus, it's more fun to watch the ghouls and the crypt cores and all that stuff fight. So why not, right? Alrighty, well, we're going to open it up with a fireball into the enemy formation here. It's going to get a few units, and it's going to explode in the middle of nowhere. I still really dislike that spell, but, well, it's a bound spell from the Rod of Flaming Death, so why not? Terrorgeist is going to breathe on the enemy lord and clip one of the enemy units as well. That does, what, like 5% damage to him, maybe? Yeah, it still feels not worth it. It may be useful against a single target, but probably better against a bigger target than this guy. Not to worry, we have Spirit Leech, which will do considerably more damage than a single breath, and we'll use the breath on marauders and such instead. Also, I just want to point out that while the army is moving in, we have 2 units of ghouls that were in stock back here, and then 2 units of ghouls together with our unit of Morn ghouls back here to hit the enemy in the back, and we'll possibly catch anything like horsemen or anything they can reach, really. I really like these skies. This little bridge or whatever it is back here looks really nice, doesn't it? And with all the fog and the lighting like that. quite menacing. Alrighty, well here we go, our army is getting near and the enemy lord foolishly decides to charge Roderick. That's not going to end well for him. Once again, I don't think the entire... man, imagine how long it would take the entire enemy army to kill Roderick. Especially now that he has his buff. Well, there we go. Now the Crypt Cores are here as well, and they knocking Rod down a little bit. Probably one of the very last times Rod does get knocked down, as once he is on his Terrorgeist, that's just not going to happen. And here we go. Ghouls, Skeletons, Crypt Cores, and Mortis Engines versus Marauders. It's gonna take a while, but we're gonna have to work through all of them here. And there we go. At least the Crypt Cores should be making decent work of them. Alrighty, plus the Mortis Engines, of course, trying to move them deeper and deeper into the enemy formation to dish out as much damage with that Mortis Engine area of effect as possible. And we're getting a little bit surrounded here. They do have quite a few more units on the flanks, though we did primarily use our Skeleton Spears here, while all of our Ghouls are concentrating in different areas. We have 5 full units of Ghouls and a single unit of Crypt Cores that's on this side, though unfortunately I did neglect to send the Mortis Engine there to heal them, or not the Mortis Engine, rather the Corpse Cart, although I could have sent the Mortis Engine as well. It is killing things by virtue of things being near it, and also Rod's nearly killed the enemy lord, as we can see. Yeah, I wish I had sent the Corpse Cart over to that side so it didn't take as much damage, or rather they didn't take as much damage. They being our ghouls and stuff, but oh well. Speaking of ghouls, we raise the dead, or animate dead, or master of the dead. I don't remember the name of the spell. We have a ghoul raising spell on top of the enemy, or rather just directly behind the enemy to get that little bit of morale shock. In addition to that, we have managed to catch out one of the enemy Marauder Horsemen. Way too many units dealing with us right now, but they should be dead very quickly, as 2 units of Crypt Ghouls, a unit of Morghuls, plus the Terrorgeist all attacking them at the same time should bring them down. Oh man, ghouls are so tiny. Look at them. Just compared to a single Marauder on a horse, ghouls are a little tiny. Almost like goblin size, damn. And then the Morghuls are so huge, and damn, they move faster than I thought. I mean, they only was like 47 or something, 45. I think they move at 47 in Rudy's army currently because they have higher levels and stuff. Possibly because of that. But anyway, here we go. Now they're hitting the back of the enemy army, and that should be pretty devastating. These guys are all going to rout very quickly. Rod's still at full HP, but I mean, there's nothing really that can hurt him here. And I think the only place that really took damage is this unit of Crypt Ghouls and this unit of regular Ghouls, which were a little bit surrounded before the other Ghouls got here to surround the enemy. And of course that one unit of Skeleton Spears, which is right on the flank here. But it's always a flanking unit that gets hurt, so shouldn't be that surprising. Alrighty, ghouls, time to overwhelm all those Marauders. Fortunately, we don't have to chase them down, although this army, by virtue of the fact that it's got, you know, tons and tons of ghouls, is actually really good at that. Chasing enemies down, I mean. Though we won't need to this time. Alrighty, I hear your masters desert you, Marauders, though a few of you are still fighting the Mortis Engine here, and I assume the other one, and just like that, I saw them all turn. I do believe that should be the chain route. Overwhelmed and surrounded on every side, plus blocked in by summoned units. And there we go. Loving all the monstrous infantry in this army, and we're going to get more as well as another Terrorgeist as well. Anyway, we don't need to chase the enemy down because they already moved away, as I recall, but what we do want to do is move everybody close and heal them up. One of our Skeleton Spearmen very badly damaged at this point. Unfortunately, we can't overcast Invocation of Nehek, we can only regular cast it, so we're just going to blob everybody up around the Mortis Engine to get a little bit of extra healing. And then we're going to give them the Invocations of Nehek regular style. Gonna take a few seconds, but obviously we're in dangerous territory, and we may be wanting to fight Serena Catherine within the next couple turns, or within the next turn, possibly, depending on how she attacks or acts around the Druzhina Enclave. So we need to be prepared for it with as much HP as possible. And there we go. Let's see what the losses are. Though I do imagine that they are pretty minimal, other than that one flanking skeleton spear unit. Alrighty, there we go. Certainly suffered a few losses, but nothing major, and I do think that this is worth a heal because we are in attrition territory now, yes? Or are we not? Ooh, income from... Okay, this will be helpful later on at some point. Gravedigger, Chaos Breaker for Rod. Yeah, we are... If we put you into ambush stance... Katrina can probably reach Fort Ostrosk, but if she takes it, we could immediately destroy her army with Rod, and then give it back to our little ally here. I don't think anybody can reach Zoishank right now, and Zoishank is the built-up territory, or at least, you know, insofar as we can call these territories built up. Now, you, Rod, are gonna get Children of the Night. Wait, actually, now we're at 14k, yeah, I get Children of the Night. Though your army isn't all that expensive right now. You know what? No, maybe go for Aura of Supremacy and start going through the Unliving Host. Gotta get that upgrade for Crypt Ghouls, as it is fairly, once again, significant. I also want to get Dark Pact ASAP, and, well, the Terrorgeist is automatic, so yeah, Children of the Night, but first of all, Unliving Host, and... You know, I'm also thinking that perhaps we need 2 Necromancers in this army, not 1. Why? Because obviously Ghoul Kings, or Strigoi Bloodline actually, don't have access to upgraded Invocation of Nehek, which means we can only heal 1 unit at a time. Granted, it's cheap at only 6 points, but it can be not enough healing. And 2 extra Corpse Cart wouldn't be too bad, as they would also provide additional zombies, as he also can't raise dead. He has to use Command of the Unliving, which is quite costly at that. Oh wow, Diviner! Magic item drop chance was 50%, rather than Arcane Conduit. Hey, that's not bad. That is not bad. Okay then, well, he is getting his first Necro shortly, but we'll take a look into getting another one. Now, what I was going to do, once again, was to raise some Vamps, and then immediately delete them, in the hopes of getting some better Vamps. Determined, goodbye. Yes, this is a colossal waste of money. Fortunately, they're quite cheap, so it ain't much money. Enables poison attacks. It's not bad, but also not good. There you go. I'd like something good. Now, Bathilda, you should be able to take the World's Edge Archway next turn and then start proceeding through all the other Dwarven territories. They declared war on us, after all, and, well, now they gotta be punished for it. Otherwise, we're ready to end the turn, so we're gonna skip the rest of this and get to it. Alright, let's see what Katrin does. And yes, she's going to take Fort Ostrosk and is not going to foil our ambush. A big mistake, Tsarina Katrin, because that territory is now going to be ours as Roderick attacks it. And then immediately trades it back. Underway interception for Bathilda. Ouch. That hurts. That hurts. Really? Did you really lose? We would have gotten 0 losses. We lost more here than we did fighting a full stack. I hate you, Auto-Resolve. I hate you so much. Okay, well, we'll heal up when we take the territory, but it's still stupid as all hell. Murder the captives for the extra XP. Like, we would have had to fight that and spend like an extra 5 minutes speeding through it. It's absolutely ridiculous. There was no way they would have suffered any damage. Oh well. Okie dokie, what is this? Diplomatic relations with Mousillon or Smallfolk -4 control on all provinces? No, that's not happening right now. We can't have that. Ah, there we go. Technology research, missile resistance 15% during siege battles. That's quite swell. And Unholy Lodestone for a tech thief. Well, it would be useful if it weren't on a tech thief. Also, we have another Talisman of Preservation. One's on Izzy, one's on Bathilda. And I was going to probably put the other one on Rudy as... Oh, damn, I forgot Rudy. We could have moved him last turn. Oh, look, Aranessa and you have switched places. That's interesting. Aranessa's now recruiting, which is also kind of interesting. Huh. Are these guys really not going to take Rifrafa from Orion? I mean, it looks like they're getting ready to, otherwise why would they have switched? It's a free territory. We've been waiting here forever just for them to do it. The thing is, I feel like if we move to Argalis, they will take they will not take Rifrafa because they're just gonna stand there. Or at least the forces in Lucchini are just gonna stand there thinking we'll attack them immediately. Maybe the AI is cheating and thinks that, or knows that we're there, and that's why they're doing that. Oh look, another one of these Doom Engineers. You, Roderick, need to go kill that. 40%. Oh, it's on guard, isn't it?
Defender of the domain. There can be no vanity.
No, it's not on guard. It's just that you have a terrible chance of actually assassinating it. Well, I'll give it a try anyway. 43. Don't want those Doom Engineers near here. Damn. Failed. Alrighty. Well, let's hope that you don't fail again. Ooh, you have something. Curse of Undeath, more raised dead. We have maxed out Master of the Dead. Go for that unliving host. There you go. Power up those zombies. 17-17 now. Not horrible. Also, where's Mash One Finger? Yeah, he's moving through our territories. He's gonna go for Grenstad. And he will most likely immediately attack it next turn. We're gonna have to raise a Temp Necro here. He could also jump to Carrick Dromar. Unlikely that he could do anything to Oakenhammer. Really, Grenstad is the only place that that he could attack. Would he be able to win? We have 2 units of Graveguard. It really depends on the map. The problem is the trolls, obviously. I really don't want to raise another Lord just for this garbage, though. The War Boss would be problematic. The Giant River Troll Hag would be problematic, but if we had a couple of ranged units, then it wouldn't be all that bad. And what if he sieges the place instead of attacking? Yeah, see, the problem is the trolls will be able to break through those Graveguard. I think we need a few more zombies, because the base garrison only has 3, and that feels like not enough. I feel like we probably could win it, but I also feel like maybe we don't risk it. Well, let's get Maldwin in here again, temporarily, and then you could just raise some zombies. Let's get you, or zombies, here they are. Let's get you, let's say, 4 units of zombies. That should be sufficient. Plus the vampire. I don't want to over-raise zombies or the AI won't attack us. That should be good. Do you have any spells available to you? Just raise dead? That's more than enough. Healing and raise dead, and you should be able to destroy the enemy that attack you. Do we need any more zombies? I mean, the trolls will break through them pretty quickly, but it'll be time for Maldwin to essentially attack them. Maybe 1 more zombie? It basically costs nothing, so it doesn't really cost us anything, so why not? You! Are you better off raiding here or here? Back here, I guess. Yeah. Alrighty, well then you're just gonna stay here until Karakazor falls, and maybe Orion, if he could move there, that would be quite helpful for us as well. Also, new tech. Gonna be Enshrine Ancient Lords for that attrition reduction. We really need that. And then... well, I guess we won't have time for another battle this episode, unfortunately. We already had 2, and I now have absolutely no idea what the length of this episode is going to be. We are, however, going to start off next episode by attacking Serena Catherine, and oh wow. These guys are high veterancy. Damn, look at those stats. This is actually going to be quite problematic in a settlement battle. We may be better off sieging it for a turn and forcing her into a field battle. She doesn't have another army nearby, at least not one that can reach her. And I'm willing to bet she'd try for a field battle. Caracas is also probably trying to retake Prague right now, which it doesn't really matter. You know what, yeah, I think we leave Roderick here for the turn. Let him deal with this. In fact, what we could also do is join these guys into 1 unit, delete you, and then raise a new Skeleton Spear. And... okay, we can't raise a new Ghoul here. I would have filled up the, or maxed out these ghouls. Alrighty, that's fine. Now, Vlad, you're right beside Throggy, so you might as well kill him, and then move towards the remainder of Azazel's forces. So right here, auto-resolve this. Probably gonna take a little bit of damage. Excuse me? Wait. Did that just... weren't our Vargulfs at full HP? Oh, auto-resolve, what are you doing today? Absolute garbage. Well, that's annoying. Fortunately, we can heal them all to full health, but it does hurt their healing cap, which is quite annoying. Also, it looks like Malefics actually moved away. It doesn't really matter, because we'll be able to take the place regardless, but it is quite annoying. Valiant defeat, and oh, they stole the Dire Pack. Alright, continue the siege. We can't attack this right now anyway, so I guess we'll do this at the start of the next episode without the Dire Pack, but we weren't going to send the Dire Pack in. I guess we could delete these and replace them with a bunch of things, but we'll see. We'll see that next time. Let's complete the admin that we have left this episode, though. Bathilda, you should be able to auto-resolve World's Edge Archway. And go for it. Let me guess, the auto-resolve is going to kill most of our army? Actually, not as bad as I thought. Occupy. Still bad, granted, but not horrible. Another Staff of Damnation. Well, at the very least, we'll have one of these in every single army, which is as it should be. Also, I want to double-check those Necros and those Vamps again. Another one that has Spirit Leech, not bad. And Determined, kind of meh. Alright, I keep checking the Necros, but forgetting that it's kind of useless to do so. Now, another Spirit Leech. Bathilda, you have also bound Spirit Leech, don't you? You have mastered the Black Arts. You know, I kind of like that concept. Granted, it'll be another Shadow... Well, actually, yeah, we need one full lore of Shadows and one full lore of Vamps. So yeah, that makes sense, actually. I like that. If we could get 3 Vamps, all with Master of Black Arts, that wouldn't be too bad. Master of Black Arcs would be even better, but that doesn't exist. You guys. You can reach this in the next round, so yeah, we'll take the high place after. We can also raise stuff here, but nothing good. I wonder, how many casualties have been here? 3k? Considering that there's a 3.7k in Mount Gunbat and basically nothing good to raise, it looks like we'll have to try to find somewhere else. I was hoping to raise her last Black Coach, her 4th one. Oh, she did level up, though. We have Carriages of Death maxed out, and same with Children of Night. We do want Immortal Horror, but let's get Magical Animus for now, and... There's basically decent stuff for everything, so let's go for let's go for Dread Knights. The ward save for the Black Coaches early on is pretty damn swell, so let's do that. And oh, wait, I just realized we have Arcane Conduit available right now. Alright, fine. Arcane Conduit, then Dread Knights, then Undeath Resurgent, and then probably back through this line. Also gotta remember that we're still going to make Bathilda a fighter. As in, we still have to go through this tree. You just have to be careful about overspending points elsewhere. Not entirely sure that we'll be able to go past Immortal Horror in this line in particular, but we'll see. You, World's Edge Archway, let's upgrade you immediately, and let's get you that Charnel Pit. We're gonna need you growing quickly, as the orcs will most likely be attacking you at some point. Imric, how do you feel about us right now? Still growing positive, but we can't... Wait. Are you fighting anybody that we're not fighting? Just the Darklands orcs, and that's not enough for military access. In fact, we should probably do some diplomacy right now if we can. Ostland and Worldwalkers. Carcassonne kind of likes us. Huh. That's kind of surprising. They don't like the trespasses against Talzin, but they really don't care about anything else we've done so far. You know what? And even Durthu doesn't hate them. Non-aggression pact, trade agreement. How much for the military access? Too much. No military access. Alright. Let's somewhat ally with Carcassonne. Now, I know that Mousillon and probably Kemler won't like that. But we'll see. Alrighty, well that was unexpected. Imagine getting some Bretonnian allies. It would be very strange if we end up succeeding with that. Yeah, let's see. They don't like recent events, strategic threat. Oh, they actually don't care about our alliance with Carcassonne, though it looks like Kemler does. A shame, but he's weak and he still refuses to ally with us. I think he's gonna die. I really don't think he's gonna confederate. It's because look at this, it's minus 69. He won't even do a defensive alliance while at plus 39, and he has no armies on the field. Most likely he'll just lose his last territory. A shame, but what can you do? Some factions would just rather die than retreat. Anyway, Talzin, Worldwalkers, that's all fine as it is. This is all fine as it is, though I would like to get that trade agreement with the followers of Nagash. They probably want too much for it right now. Everything else good here. Celestial Loyalist, you want a defensive agreement, but you're dead. Kunlan is your last territory, and it's completely surrounded by enemies. Yeah, unfortunately, crazy stuff's going on in Cathay right now.
Child of the Nine.
Oh well, hopefully at least a couple of these factions survive. Though we shall see.
Yes.
And peace treaty with pirates, no. Pirates, no. Okay, let's complete the rest of the buildings, and then we're gonna be calling this particular episode afterwards. Fort Saul, I did want to upgrade you, but there may be gibbets and other important stuff that need to be upgraded right now before we do. Silver Pinnacle, I would love to increase the growth, but it's kind of not worth it to go to tier 3 of that thing. Of the gibbet, I mean. Or not the gibbet, the Lich Yard. Steingart, Eastern Border Princes, Zufbar, that's all fine as it is. Sturland, well, I suppose we could upgrade these. It'll be more Necromancers, though we'll have to delete them later on anyway. Yeah, fine, let's do that. And Flensburg. Why did I end up keeping this here in Flensburg? We have massive corruption. We could pop this up to... it's pointless. I was about to say pop it up to the next tier, but it wouldn't really give us anything. So yeah, just delete it, replace it with the Necromancer building. Need more Necromancers on the field, pretty much forever. Karak Razak and Karak Ungor, you're fine as you are. No more gibbets there, no more gibbets here. And that's looking like we can upgrade Mordheim and Nagenhof. And Beckhofen's Pottery. And I believe we'll be good to actually upgrade Fort Saul after we do the battles. Alrighty, I'm going to call the episode here. And next time we'll start off by having... well, actually... leaving Roderick to sit there and get attacked by Tsarina Katrin in the field, wherein we will destroy her army using our mobility. However, we'll start the episode off instead by attacking the Tower of Crack with Vlad's Doom stack. Or his Death Star stack, rather. Still way too hurt, but, you know, what can you do? Frickin' auto-resolve was being obnoxious. And then Bathilda will be going through these territories, and Rudy... I will probably give up on waiting and probably have him start attacking next turn as well. Or next episode, rather. Maybe not next turn, as I'd still like these guys to attack Rafrafa and deal with Orion. But, yeah, it's probably about time that we get a move on with Rudy at this point, as otherwise it's not looking like this is gonna happen. So, stay tuned for more battles and more vamps. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.